You're listening to
Unlicensed
Therapy with Ari Mannis.
You know what's so funny? It's like, I am such a fat fuck. I always think I
You're
look
not
decent.
fat. You're not skinny, though.
I just have this. This is like, I'm like thin arms.
How old are you now?
I'm 47.
Yeah, you're 47. You're not fat. You're 47.
Yeah. Okay, I
That's
take
what
that.
that
I
is.
like
Yeah.
that. You're a good therapist, dude.
Yeah. Dude, that's what that
Took
is.
your negative, turning into a different negative. You're
Listen,
not fat, you're
do you
just
look,
old.
Do you look good for a 47-year-old? You look okay.
Yeah, thank
you. Look fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I do feel
You don't look bad.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, but
You
I'm
don't
about
look-
to get in
you don't
real
look-
good shape.
But yeah,
dog.
you don't look great either. But for a guy,
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. I have
for
no
a guy
problems
with
with that.
like who just had twins.
Yeah.
You're busy.
Dude, it is insanity.
You're a busy guy. You don't have that much time to exercise. Unless you want to sleep. Or unless you don't want to
It's
sleep.
very hard to sleep.
What time do you wake up on an average day?
I mean, lately, like I had to get up. I mean, with the kids, dude, depending on what's going on, sometimes I don't go to sleep at all. You really don't go. And they just, dude, nobody tells you about this, but burping is nuts.
But doesn't the mom take care of them?
Yeah, she does a great job, but she needs a break too.
Yeah, I guess so.
So you got to give her a break, and then at night we split them up, and everybody's got to take, because if we kept them together, no one would sleep at all. So you got to kind of, if you can get 3 hours with a baby, you have crushed it. That's Terry Schiavo coma
Okay,
level.
but overall, now be honest. When I ask you this question, I want you to don't give me some Sam Tripoli answer. I want a real answer.
All right.
Should I have kids one day?
I love it. But I can also understand if somebody doesn't want to have kids.
Yeah.
Here's a question, man. When do you want to have the good times, right? Like, if you don't have kids, you can do what I did for a long time, up to 47, basically live the life of a college kid.
Yeah.
Or you have kids, and when you're much older, they take care of you. You get to live through, some happiness through them, and your genes get passed on. What do you want?
It's a good question.
That literally is the whole
I don't
question.
care about passing on my genes.
How old are you?
30.
Yeah, I see. You don't care. You don't care. There comes a time where you're like, it's either now or never.
But it's like, I get sick twice a year. I get the cold.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't think I
mean,
should
you're
pass that
Jews,
on.
so you guys get sick all the time.
Yeah, I get twice a year.
Yeah,
I don't
you
think I
guys
should
get
pass
have
that
those
on.
weird gene problems.
I don't think that's something
for chosen people. That's
that
some
should
weird
be
shit,
passed
right?
on.
Right?
I think it's because Jews were inbred.
Yeah, totally. So are Armenians. You know that? We are totally
Armenians are also
inbred.
inbred?
Yeah, because we don't get along with anybody around us.
Oh, yeah. So you're taking Krav Maga.
Yeah, dude, love it,
But
bro.
isn't Krav Maga for female Jews? Isn't it a woman's self-defense? Isn't that what Krav Maga is?
No, actually, it's just, Israeli military.
Oh, men and women
it's
take
not
it.
technically even a martial arts. They'll tell you it's not. It's just a fighting system. That's what it's called.
And it's for men and women.
Men and women. But I will tell you.
But is it mostly women that do it? No.
There's a lot of chicks in the class, but it's more men.
And are most of the chicks Jewish chicks?
No.
Okay. And this isn't like a weird thing you're doing to try and get close to Jews?
No, I mean,
This is
I
just
love
straight
Jews.
for
I love
Krav
Jews.
Maga. But there's no ulterior motive here to taking this class?
Like, why would I want to get close to Jews?
That's what I'm
Like,
asking.
what are the benefits? I don't
I don't
care about
know.
Hollywood, so outside of that, why would I give a fuck?
I don't know.
You
I'm
know?
just trying to understand why.
My favorite Jew's no longer with us, Mitzi Shore. So Dana's
Wait, is Mitzi
Jewish.
Jew actually your favorite Jew?
She's probably my favorite Jew.
Were you guys close?
Yeah, I mean, towards the end, I never saw her
Obviously,
because she was
yeah,
at home.
towards
But
the end.
yeah, I loved her, man.
Okay.
So
So
funny,
she gets kind of like a mixed rap. Some
No.
people love
Here's
her
the
and
thing
some
about
people-
Mitzi. Everybody loves her, but they're frustrated. They can get frustrated with her, and which
Okay.
is understandable because there's only so many spots to put out. Do you know what I'm saying?
So they get frustrated with her on a Booker level, just like I'm a
I
comic. Why am
didn't
I
get
not
spots.
getting booked?
Yeah,
Sure.
right. But at the end of the day, because she to me was the last of the great art. There's like art's gone. I mean, not that, and that's not like comedy. It's not that at all. But it's just like she represented the last time a business was ran for the sake of art. and not so much the sake of running a successful business.
Gotcha. She didn't care if, hey, this is going to lose you $1,000 a month. I don't care.
She goes, I'm not going to book everybody just for the sake of selling. I'm going to book who I think is great. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's impossible to do that right now.
I heard, now I don't know if this is true.
Probably.
I heard that back in the day, during like the Comedy Store lull, maybe the 90s, early 2000s, whenever that period was, that you were the best comedian at the Comedy Store, and that people would go around saying like Sam Tripoli's the best. He's the hardest killing guy. Is that something you were aware of?
I mean, I was dealing with a lot of shit. I bombed in Montreal, so I kind of like got into my head really bad, and I was just like trying to figure out why I couldn't get anything going. You know, I get a TV show, get great ratings. I go on stand up, things would go great on like late night talk shows, or I got standing on Comedy Central, and then they never had me back. So it was always a weird thing. So I don't know. I don't know
about TV. I just heard at the store.
Yeah.
In the comedy lull.
Yeah.
That you were the beast. You were the store beast. Oh, Sam Tripoli, he murders.
Yeah.
That type of thing. I mean, not that you don't now, but,
no, I get what
you
you're
were
saying.
like
yeah,
the
back
top
then.
dog.
I mean, like a lot of these guys
the
just sit in the back and watch. And I was like, okay, dude, that's cool. Learn. And, you know, so I was pretty good. You know, now, like, I see a lot of stuff as like, it's kind of funny because I used to do the Naughty Show. I don't do it anymore because like,
why don't you do that
because
anymore?
Like dirty's everywhere. Like when I started it, you couldn't.
Because it's just not unique.
It's just not necessary anymore. You know, back when I started, like I couldn't get books in places because I was too dirty. Now I'm too like edgy for some people. I get into those lineups and it's just like they're like, you know, it's like, but yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Do you think comedy is the more sensitive now than it's ever been?
I think it's weird. I think some crowds can definitely go wrong whole lot. And you'd be like, oh my God, that's so me. I think it all depends on the comics on the lineup and what audience they bring. If Joey Diaz or Joe Rogan's on the lineup, you can go crazy.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. If they're not on a lineup, it's a whole different show.
It's a little more sensitive.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's all like who's on the lineup.
In comparison, because you've been doing comedy for how long?
About 25 years.
25 years. So in comparison to 20 years ago, would you say audiences are more sensitive and uptight?
No.
The same?
I would say I think it's a different thing, right? You could talk about more crazy shit on stage, but like back in the day, if you were like dirty or you said the word Jesus, people would flip out. Now I don't think they care about that.
Got it. So it's just their sensitivities have changed.
But I think you can go crazier a little bit. They'll go a little deeper with you on some shit than before.
Have you started talking about your kids on stage?
Yeah, I got a killer 10 right now.
On your twins?
Yeah, I got a great
cool.
10.
What about your podcast is all conspiracies, right?
There's a lot. Yeah.
And was when you first got into that, has it always been serious for you? Was it ever a joke? Was it ever, people like conspiracies? Like initially, like how do you get into conspiracies? Because you haven't always been into them, right?
No, I think I've been into, my dad raised me very young to be super paranoid. And he always said to me, don't believe anything you hear and half of what you see. I always believe that. I always say, the joke is that, you know, Santa Claus is the first conspiracy.
But when did you become like a conspiracy nerd?
Probably in college.
In college.
In the early 90s.
So you've been studying this a long time.
I was reading Chomsky,
this is nothing new.
Noam Chomsky and all that stuff. I was totally into that. You know, all that stuff, JFK, the crack epidemic. I was studying that a lot, like how that was just completely CIA. So I've always been into that.
You've always been into it, but it wasn't part of your public persona.
No.
Until recently, I would say, the last few years.
Well, it's very interesting. So I have the date in here, but it was like November, it was like the last week in December of 2016, I believe, that I started Tinfoil Hat, 2016.
But was there a tipping point with the government or with something in the world that made you go, I got to do this?
Okay, so real quick, I started this feed with the Naughty Show, right? Mm-hmm. And we did the Naughty Show, and we basically did like 250 episodes
of the Naughty Show. You did podcast. You also did what was the one with Randolph?
Well, let me get into that. So we started with the Naughty Show, and we did 200. We had the best studio, dude. We had the sweet Playboy radio studio. They gave it to us. They say, we just want to use your content. We give them the content. It was. I'd watch people walk in going, Whoa. So, it was me, Gareth Reynolds, and Vicky Pezza, right? And so, we got to a point where we've interviewed every transsexual, biracial midget out there. We had talked to everybody there, and we were getting the same description. So, that's when Gareth Reynolds started doing the dollop, and me and Vicky weren't getting along. So I'm kind of we did it. It was fun. Let's end it. So, but I wanted to keep my feed.
Right. All your followers that you'd built up. Yeah.
And then I'm going to be honest with you, the Naughty Show, the podcast was the funniest thing I've ever done, and nobody listened. Nobody listened to. Why everybody else at that time were getting 100, 150,000. I was getting 5,000. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I decided to stop doing that. Then I decided to start doing a rant show, and I was doing rant stuff. And then I'm like, I just kind of
similar to Pauly Shore's random rants.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
I want to do what Pauly's doing. That's what I said. And then
this was before Pauly. You could say Pauly stole random rants.
No. Pauly stole the Naughty Show. Only kidding. I'm only kidding. But I decided to go, Steve Randolph's been a good friend of mine. I'm like, Steve, we should do a storytelling show. Mm-hmm. So we started doing a storytelling show, and then just over time, Steve and I had a falling out at the time, and I was
Do you want to talk about it?
No, Steve and I have made up. It was just basically we had a rule on there, and I think he broke the rule. He thinks I broke the rule.
What was the rule?
That you don't give out other people's secrets. But I don't want to, because I love Steve, and I don't want this to become a thing. I can see you're we got some good stuff going on here.
You said there was a rule, now I needed to know what the rule was.
Yeah, it was you don't give out other people's secrets.
Fair enough.
That's
a good rule.
basically it. You don't tell somebody else's story. They come on, they tell, and it was a great show. We just had a falling out.
Sure.
So then I have my feed, and I'm like, fuck, what do I want to do? And I was really getting into Hillary kneecapping Bernie Sanders. I was watching it happen in real time. And I was watching some people like Jimmy Dore and Lee Camp, and they were breaking it down dude, exit polls aren't making sense. The federal executive, the Federal Election Board said exit polls that are off by more than 3% is voter fraud, and we were seeing it off by 13, 14, 15. So I said, I'm going to do a conspiracy podcast. Why not? And then I'm like, what would be the ultimate NWA, right? What's the NWA of conspiracy names? And I go, tinfoil hat. So I'd look for if there was a tinfoil hat. I didn't see any. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a tinfoil hat. And so the first guy I got on, because I knew he was in the conspiracy, was my buddy Eddie Bravo, and it just took off from there.
So you would say the initial inspiration, though, was Hillary.
Yes.
Burning Bernie.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
So that was the point where you're like, okay, this has to be talked about on a more...
So we did it, and when it got 15,000 listens, I was like, holy shit, dude, this might be something.
People like this, yeah.
So then we started doing it. Then I started seeing it pop in the top 200. And I was like, fuck, man, we're kind of onto something. So, and now we're up to, I just uploaded episode 283. So I've done more of this than any other podcast.
What do you do one a week or?
I'm now doing 2.
2 a week, okay.
I could do a different show every day and not even scratch the surface.
That's good. Because it's a good problem to have.
It's not just one type of conspiracy. It's not just
it's everything.
Geopolitical or just politics. It is we just did one on voodoo, right? Mm. Then we did one on the death of Kobe Bryant.
So you do all these for example, death of Kobe Bryant. You do all these different subjects. How many of them do you believe in? And do you talk about that on your show? Do you go, this is bullshit, but we're going to talk about it?
Well, no. I took a very I take a certain stance, which is when we're on the show, whoever I'm talking to, we're gonna assume for the next hour or however long it's on the show, what he's saying is real, and then you let the listeners decide whether it's bullshit. So
on your show, you don't say at all I don't personally believe in this.
No, dude. Yeah. I just did an episode with this guy, and we argued Jews, dominance, and all that shit, and
what is that?
Basically, are Jews running the world? I don't believe that. I believe it's a power structure thing. It's the people at the top. Every religion has crazy people, right? It's just the difference between Jews and Muslims and Christians is that the crazy Jews have better day jobs. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas the Muslims and the Christians are just retards, right? Their crazies are crazy. So we have that. I'll argue with people when I don't agree in those aspects, but for the most part, I'll let them, give people enough rope I'll let them hang themselves. You know what I'm saying? So because conspiracy theorists are like street dogs. They get beaten all the time. So if I'm always like checking them every moment of everything that come out, no one's going to come on the show. I now get everybody wanting to do my show because I allow them to give
them a free forum.
Put it out there,
and
then
talk about
when we put it up,
and so even in the next episode, you don't go, we talked about this last week.
I mean, unless
you don't really give your. But isn't that hard for people listening because they don't know what you believe in and what you don't? They just assume you believe in every conspiracy.
Well, I'm open-minded to almost all conspiracies.
Open-minded, yes, but there's got to be. If you talk about a different conspiracy every day, there's got to be some where you're like, this is.
Well, I find it really weird when someone's really into one conspiracy and then just completely shoots down another one. Not that if you believe in one, you have to believe in all.
Right.
But I'm like, at least be open-minded to hearing it because you have this, let's say 9/11, right? 9/11's an inside job, right? There's people yelling, 9/11's an inside job, and people are like, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. And all these people are beating you down. But then let's say we go to flat Earth, which is not my thing, okay? But you're like, no, fuck flat Earth. They're stupid people. Like, oh, you were just doing to them what was being done to you. I'm not saying it's like conspiracies are like like a belt system in karate. Right. And it's like if you have a black belt in conspiracies, it just simply means that you can hear a conspiracy and not have your head explode and run around like, oh, you're such an idiot or why you this and why you that. You know,
that makes sense.
It's open-minded.
Sure.
You know, it's like you want to come on here and tell me that Michelle Obama's a man. I'm going to listen to it.
Yeah.
What evidence?
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with listening.
But that doesn't mean I'm going to go, yep, you're 100% right. That's not really my point. My point is to take these people who've done a lot of research and let them tell the listeners what they believe
their research.
Yes.
Now, but you've had these people come in, and some of them, obviously, in your head, you're thinking, this is a load of shit. You have to. If you have a different one every time. Some of them.
I can control who's the guest. I don't just blindly book anybody. I kind of hear what they're saying.
Got it. So you only have guests on that you think are really believe in what they're saying and have done research that aren't crazy people.
Within a realm, yeah.
Right.
I mean, like, I don't just let anybody fucking come on to say anything they want to come on.
Got it. Okay. But so there's some quality control here.
Yeah. I mean, they'll pitch me their idea if it sounds interesting. Like, I'm really into, hearing about ancient knowledge, ancient civilizations, the occult. I like hearing about all that.
I love cults. Scientology,
for sure.
All that.
But the occult, which is the occult is like dark arts, black magic, all that shit. We just did one on voodoo. Like, I love hearing about that shit.
Yeah.
I've done all the geopolitics shit. I'll do more, but it can just really...
You need a break from it sometimes.
Well, because it's like if you get lost in the results, meaning that if you're like, we have all this evidence, why isn't this happening? You can go crazy. And that's who you see on the internet going nuts. People are so hooked on like getting the results they want, which is like ultimately what you would want is like, people hurt children being taken to jail. But
now,
it doesn't always happen.
Do you talk about conspiracies on stage at all?
I do a little bit, yeah. I mean, I thread it in.
Because, I was going to say, like, when you do that, do people... That's my shitty setup. When you do that, do you have to find that line to where people can still listen and know what you're talking about? Like, do you ever say something on stage and you realize, oh, this crowd doesn't know at all what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't go really deep on everything, but once in a while, hey, dude, listen, this is my opinion. I'm not there to get a laugh every 2 seconds. I don't give a shit about that.
You rather have a voice.
Here's my opinion. Comics break down into two types of people, clowns and shit talkers. Neither one's better than the other. Even though I prefer one over the other in terms of what I enjoy, doesn't mean one's better than the other.
Sure.
Clowns work more. Fucking shit talkers become legends. Sometimes you're a clownish shit talker. Sometimes you're a shit talking clown. It depends on
there's crossover.
What matters. And what comes down to is like what matters more. Clowns just want you to laugh. Shit talkers want to get a laugh talking about what they want to talk about. So I'm not one of these guys that think everything that comes out of my mouth has to be funny. And it's actually probably hurt my career in the long run. Like, I I could have like right now. I'm sure you have people on the show, and like everything comes out of their mouth. It's like laugh a minute, laugh a minute. That's not me. It's never gonna be me.
No, yeah, I don't like that.
I'm not gonna do that. Same thing at the Comedy Store. Like I don't mind rattling the cage. Some of these young comics, you just see there's just everything's about getting a laugh, and like sometimes I know when I bring them up, they hate when I yell at the crowd and all this shit, and that I'm punk rock, dude. I love to fucking mix it up, dude. And I think any emotion is a good emotion, whether it's super laughing or getting pissed. I'm all for it.
Yeah, you rather get something out of these people than nothing, than just kind of
dude, just
fucking nothing worse than flatline.
Just fucking just like pop comedy drives me fucking nuts. If I know your act as you're walking up, it drives me fucking crazy. If I already know what you're going to talk about, and that's what everyone's getting to, cookie cutter bullshit. And I just like to mix it up, dude. And I like to talk shit, and I like to go up there, and sometimes I'll talk about shit. Well, I have this joke about my favorite porn star is Jennifer White. And
I know her.
Yeah, and I'm like,
she was on the podcast.
Yeah, she's such a savage, right?
Yeah.
I go, I mean, this chick's crazy. I go, she's fucked more black guys than Bill Clinton's 1994 crime bill, right?
Yeah.
And
have you done the joke in front of her?
No, but I did. Yeah. She came. She has open door to come hang out.
Yeah.
And I did it in front of her. And you know who laughs? Black people. You know who doesn't laugh? White people.
Sure.
Because they just hear buzzwords. But I'll keep doing it because and there's this whole thing right now. It's like I write a joke, dude. And I'll be like, could a black comic say this? Could a gay comic say this? Could a chick comic? If any of it's yes, I'm doing the fucking joke.
Got it. So you're not doing any of these rules like, well, this person could say it, but I can't. No, if someone could say it, then I could say it.
I hate those rules.
Well, what about the N-word?
I have a joke about Paul Mooney called me. I say the joke about it. He called me the N-word.
Wow. Okay, good for you.
It's like, dude, I don't call black people the N-word. I hate the N-word. It's a psyop created by...
You're brave. No, you're braver than I thought. Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on...
moving right along.
My thoughts on freedom of speech and saying what you want, it's like, if you have no malicious intent and you're not trying to hurt anyone, then you should be able to say it. Like that being said, I don't say the N-word because I'm a pussy.
Right.
And I don't want...
Yeah, I mean, dude, ultimately, like, I'm not like, hey, dude, let's all say the N-word. I'm like, listen.
Right, if it makes sense to say.
People ask me how they get picked up at the Comedy Store. I told on the Showtime show. We'll see if it makes the cut.
How'd you get picked up?
Picked up by Mitzi at the Comedy Store.
Right.
And the story is that I was doing stand-up somewhere. Paul Mooney called me the N-word. Okay, I thought he hated me. And at the end of the day, he's the reason I'm a regular because he told Mitzi, because people used to try to hijack your showcase. He sat next to her and goes, oh, Mitzi, you have to pick him up. He's really fucking funny.
That's cool.
So if you ask me how I got picked up, it involves me being called the N-word. I've been called the N-word 3 times in my life, once by Paul Mooney, once crossing the street, and when I have sex in bed. I like being called the N-word in bed. That's who I am. And
So will you tell women to call you that?
I like to do heat checks on them.
A heat check?
Heat check. It's a basketball term. When someone's so hot shooting the ball, they'll just shoot the most ridiculous shot to see if they can get to come in. That's a heat check.
So in the heat of passion, when you're both feeling good,
I say call me the N-word.
Yeah.
And some of them like, no.
Oh, yeah,
some
I was going to ask you.
Just say it real quick.
Yeah,
and it makes me laugh.
What do you think the percentage of women that will do it?
90.
And then the 10% that won't, will they laugh and say no? Or will they, have you ever had someone
I'd say 7% will laugh and say no, and then 3% get super offended.
Got it. So 3% will stop the sex.
We'll still keep fucking.
Got it.
Right.
But then after they go, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Please don't do that.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, please don't do that again.
Dude, I was banging this big-titted Mexican in my car. She dropped the M-bomb. I nutted right after, and I'm like, well, that's a thing.
Now, will you say it to a black woman? Will you ask her to call you in the middle of sex?
Yeah.
And they'll probably do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. You're crazy.
Dude,
now, is that a joke for you, or does that actually turn you on?
It does turn me on. I don't know why. Maybe I watched too much interracial porn. I don't know, but I was banging her. She called me the M-word. I nutted. And
so your girlfriend, your current girlfriend, is that you guys probably have sex once a month or something?
Well, no, she just had kids. You can't hit it anymore for a little while.
Got it. But so if when you're having sex, she'll do it.
She did it before. Yeah.
Wow. You're wild.
I like chaos, brother. I love
Comedy Chaos.
I love it.
That's the name of your show, right?
Yeah.
Comedy Chaos. Yeah.
I love it. I love chaos.
Oh, here, back to the conspiracies. I wanted to ask you a question about that. So, you know about most conspiracies probably at this point.
I know a lot of them. I wouldn't say all of them.
You're not an expert in all of them, but you've heard of them. You have a base knowledge on a lot of them.
Yeah.
What's the one? Like, if you were to try and introduce like a new, if you were trying to convert someone, like the first time someone watches anime,
okay,
people watch. There's that one famous one, whatever. Spirited Away. Spirited Away is like the intro to anime, right?
Yep.
What would you say is the best intro to conspiracies?
JFK.
Okay, so the JFK assassination
I think
is an
because
inside
it's
job.
far enough away, it happened so long ago that there's not emotions right now. And I think you can take them kind of through it. And that is it. And maybe 9/11 is after that.
Loose Change, like that movie.
Yeah,
type of
I know
stuff?
the guy who did it, Jason Burmese. He's been on my show a bunch of times. It makes me laugh that anyone would ever believe that's the official story, but it is what it is.
It makes It makes you laugh that people would believe just the 9/11 story that we were told. You mean?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, just alone, just the flying alone is impossible. Like anybody, if you, off the record, any great pilot would tell you what they did was impossible, which makes me think it was a drone. Okay, and if you study this thing called,
you don't even think it was a commercial flight with people?
No, if you look at Operation Northwood, look it up, your listeners, you'll see something back in the '60s to start a war with Cuba.
But what about the video?
Video of what?
Of the plane crashing into the building.
Well, then they're planes, but they're not. They're drones.
Got it. So you think just remote controlled?
Yep.
And
dude, you want the truth? Like the JFK assassination, when people look into it, like JFK was John Wick. He was walking into a plaza, and everyone around him were assassins.
Right.
That was done on purpose. So people flew in to watch the assassination of JFK. It was an event for these elites.
People knew about it. But the 9/11 thing with the drones, if a drone could fly a commercial flight, if a drone pilot could make that maneuver, then wouldn't a real pilot would be able to as well?
It's a different plane.
What do you mean? But they have video of the plane.
Yeah, but it's not a commercial plane. Trust me, it's not.
But what do you mean? They have a video of a commercial plane.
It's not a commercial plane.
So is the video fake?
No, the video's real. The plane you see is not a commercial plane. You're told it's a commercial plane, and you listen to it. It's not a commercial plane.
Got it. So it's a smaller plane.
It's a tiny, and it's a remote controlled. That's my opinion.
Of course.
And then the question, Ari, is where's all the rubble?
I don't know. I wasn't around then, so I can't comment on the rubble.
Where in the pictures? Where's the rubble? So most likely they probably hit it with direct energy weapons. So there was bombs inside the building, a drone plane full of explosives, and
what was the reason they did all that? To start the war?
There was for sure, but there was a whole bunch of reasons. But to start the war for sure, to drag us in, to attack. Afghanistan wasn't about terrorism. It was about getting hold of the poppy fields, and all the opium.
What about
fields.
the oil?
Oil's great, but I really do think oil's just a front. I mean, we export more oil than we import. So it's like it's all front. And you really want to get deep? There's some shit that going on in the Middle East where it's like Israel, Iraq, all that area is Mesopotamia, which is the old Sumerian. And there's fucking old knowledge there, dude. And they want to control that knowledge because that knowledge tells us where we're from. And knowledge is honestly power. Like if people knew what's really going on, it's so much more interesting than I don't know how people watch the news. It's so boring and it's such bullshit. Like this coronavirus is hilarious. It's hilarious.
What's your thoughts on that?
It's a little stronger than the common cold.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it seems. Didn't they say it killed less people than the flu?
There's a joke that the coronavirus has killed less Americans than Hillary Clinton. That's But the truth is, dude, if you really want to get deep into it, I think this is China and the neoliberals trying to tank the U.S. economy so that Trump gets unelected. That's my honest opinion.
Do you think there's a chance that Trump will be unelected? Because it seems like he's kind of
I think he's locked in, and I don't think the DNC is doing anything to try to stop that. I think they're actually trying to even encourage it at this point.
Why would they do that?
Because at the end of the day, there's no two parties. There's one party, and the party is money and greed. And They just take money from the fucking very powerful
Who,
people.
I don't know if you're comfortable talking about this. Who are you voting for in this next presidential election?
Well,
Are you voting?
I didn't vote in the primary because
Yeah.
I can't stand either party.
Uh-huh.
But if it's Joe Biden, I may actually vote for Trump just because I'm so fucking pissed off.
So if it's Joe Biden, Trump, you're voting Trump?
No, I didn't say I'm going to. I said I might. I probably won't vote for either one, and I'll just vote for some random third party person.
What if it's Bernie versus Trump? Who would you pick?
I probably won't vote.
Got it.
But I would like to see Bernie versus Trump just for the debates.
That'd be a good debate, for
Right?
sure.
Wouldn't that be great? Two people
Yeah.
just going fucking at it. I think it would be great. But I mean, like, people are like socialism. So I get it. I don't want the government in my shit at all. Okay, including one payer. I know people want one payer healthcare, and I get why. But if you really think the government's going to make it better, go ask veterans how the VA is. It's bullshit. What we need is free market.
Or to fix the.
Well, we have to
the
limit
broken system.
Here's what we
and
got to do.
corruption.
We got to get rid of patents on fucking medicine. We got to get rid of unlimited profits, meaning you can't just jack the price up on something 400,000%.
Right.
There has to be a market cap, and don't tell me there isn't that because we have it on loans. Why wouldn't they loan you at 100% interest? They can't. There's a cap on loans. Okay, and then we just got to get rid of fee of entry, which is these doctors they take a test to become a doctor. It's like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Would you ever run for political office?
I'm a liberal, dude. Liberals don't run for office. We do stuff on a local level. We do fundraisers.
Would you ever run for local?
Nope.
Local office. No.
I'd rather do. I like to do what we're doing with Brody, doing a mental health like fundraiser for mental health to help comedians. I do something for the Armenian Bone Marrow Registry, donor registry. That's how I help. I running for office I have no interest. It's no real liberal runs for office. It's just a fact. They help on a local level.
2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35. Yep. That means most of the men listening to this will go bald very soon. Luckily, there is a solution to this. It's called Keeps, and it will help you keep the hair you have at half the cost of your local pharmacy. You don't have to go broke to avoid going bald. Keeps offers generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there. You've probably tried them before, but maybe you thought, this is too expensive. It's not worth it. Well, guess what? You can afford it now with Keeps. Keeps offers a prescription shampoo to keep your scalp healthy too. Maybe you're not bald yet. You just noticed a little thinning. Well, Keeps treatment is really good at preventing further balding, reducing and stopping that hair loss. The sooner you start using Keeps, the more hair you'll save. So act fast. Are you ready to stop your hair loss and start getting confidence and getting chicks? Well, go to keeps.com/unlicensed therapy to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's keeps.com/unlicensed therapy. KEEPS.com. Or maybe you're a lady out there and you have a boyfriend or a husband and you're thinking, man, he's getting bald and he's getting ugly. You know, it would be a great gift. Keeps, KEEPS.com/unlicensed therapy, or just get it, put it in the shower, sneak in the shampoo. Don't even tell him. Put Keeps shampoo right there in the shower and just be like, honey, I got you new shampoo. It smells so good. Trick him into regrowing his hair. Sometimes that's the best way to do it. I'm kidding. Don't do that. It's probably illegal, but seriously, suggest it. Tell him you'd think it was hot if he used Keeps shampoo and use my special code so that you get a free month of it to try it out. All right, let's get back to the show. Thank you so much.
I think people think I'm crazy.
But no, people definitely think you're crazy. I'm trying to think of how you could make yourself, because I don't think you're crazy.
Listen, dude, listen. Chained dogs love to bark at the fucking wolf.
I'm just thinking
free,
how you can be equally passionate without appearing as crazy.
Well, no, the only way you appear not crazy is to agree with the status quo. That's the only way. And it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. You know, it's just like there's these too many opportunists in this town trying to take advantage of fucking loopholes. Mm-hmm. You know, you got all these chicks crying about female comics. It's like, dude, just be funny. Taylor Tomlinson is a murderer amongst murderers. Like, I watched her at 19 years old walk up and light up a room.
Yeah, she's great.
She doesn't need any fucking affirmative action bullshit, okay? Female comics.
Well, I think she's great, by the way. I'm not hitting on, but being a female right now is definitely helpful.
Yeah, but for sure. But,
Yeah.
but she's a killer.
Yeah.
There's some, like, fucking, who else is, there's so many funny female comics are like white athletes. Mm-hmm. The ones that are good are great. There's just not as many of them.
Agreed.
Because of the reason men do it as a survival thing. It really is that. And that's why you tend to see the female comics that are really funny tend to be a little different. A lot of them are lesbians. A lot of them aren't like traditional beauties. It's like you use comedy to get attention.
Now, when you book a lineup, because
Yeah.
you book Comedy Chaos,
Yeah.
that's true. Was that bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly at the Comedy Store. Sells out
I would
the main
love it
room.
to be every week.
Every time, probably make a lot of money from it.
$20
You're doing good.
every show.
Probably I'm guessing $8,000 a show.
Okay, go on.
So when you book those lineups, do you take diversity into account? I mean, you do book diverse lineups. Let me start there. You book women and blacks and everyone.
Yeah.
But do you have that thought where, I need a girl. I need to book another girl on the show?
Well, I mean, there is a little bit about that because I think it's good to have. But I mean, like, I take funny over diverse.
Sure.
So if a funny person who happens to fit a demographic not in the show is available, they can do show.
Now, do you take someone who's would sell it out over funny?
There's three. Yeah. I mean, like, dude, I mean, whoa, stop. Okay. Nobody does it that's not funny.
Sure.
Ever. The truth of the matter is I'm really just booking my friends. Most of these guys I've been friends with 15, 20 years. Mm-hmm. So it's friends pretty much. The lineup are just my boys.
Would you book...
There are particular comics that are really
Kim
funny.
Kardashian if she wanted to do it? No.
There are comics
I'd want to see that. I'd want to see Kim Kardashian.
It does me no good. Now, you're like Sam, but you've had like someone like Michael Rappaport who's kind of into it.
He's funny.
Yeah, before the Ari shit, I thought he was fucking great, you know?
Oh, interesting. You're good friends with Ari Shaffir.
Yeah, I don't think you need to dox people. You got a problem with somebody, go talk to them.
Right. Stay out of
Doxing them, you put his girlfriend, his dog, his people who live by him in fucking danger.
I agree.
It's just like it's pussy shit.
It's okay to not like what he did, but to
it's
publicly
totally
blast
fine
him
to be
without talking to him.
to tell where he lives. Like, dude, that's dangerous. And, dude, I like Michael Rappaport's comedy because he's a shit talker, right? And he said some crazy-ass shit. It's going to blow back on him. Do you want someone to do it to you? You got family, you got kids. It's like...
Yeah.
And all these people are okay with Ari getting his... Like, dude, if someone walked up and punched Ari, I'd probably be like, you know what? Probably good for him. Get a little chin check, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anybody blowing up comedy clubs, there's people there that did nothing. Waitresses, managers, fucking bartenders. You want them to fucking worry about their life? It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I agree.
If you want to and you want to shoot up people...
I remember when that all was going down. What was that, a month ago? It's crazy how time flies because now there's already like on to the next person who did something shitty or whatever.
Yeah. You remember when the Asians' worst thing was Shane Gillis doing bad jokes about him?
Right. Now there was Shane Gillis, then it was Ari.
Now
then
it's
then
coronavirus.
It was the little person in Australia who's going to kill himself. There's always like the next viral thing. But I was proud of you because you weren't defending what Ari did, but you were defending your friendship, and you were defending
I defend comedy at all costs.
and you weren't afraid to say your mind, and I guess you never are.
Well, dude, I have a podcast that does really well, and nobody can tell me what to do, and therefore, dude, you know, my Comedy Store show is probably, if not the best, one of the best at the store. And
when did you say to yourself, I'm not going to hold back and I'm going to just say anything. It doesn't matter who's going to not book me from this. Because there had to have been a point in your career where you're like, I'm not going to say that because hopefully I'll get a Comedy Central thing one day.
Well, no, I mean, that's why my career is why it is. I've always, like, people used to be like, you're just shot comics. Like, no, I just honestly believe I mean, the joke that kind of got me going in LA was this bit called Stripper in a Wheelchair. And I used to do this wheelchair, like a wheelchair person stripping, so I've always been, I come from Vegas. The Vegas comedy scene back in the day was very like edgy. Like it was started by Doug Stanhope and then me, Joe Coy's from there. He was doing his own thing. He's blown up. He's doing like huge numbers, but it was pretty edgy for a very long time. And it was like, because it was this island. Vegas comedy was like
so there was never a point where you were like, okay, fuck it. Now I'm really going to say everything. You've always been that
always
way.
said it.
Got
always said it. And then at some point I realized that what are they going to do to me? Like I'm OG at the Comedy Store. Some particular people don't like me there,
Who?
I'm not going to get into it, but it's just like water boys don't like me, So I am... but I think I'm OG, and my show's really big there. So I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm always doing just my thing. They can't call somebody to not, make sure I don't get a role because I don't care about any of that. So why not go? And really, at the end of the day, I only defend my friends. I defend what I believe is true. When they went after Leslie Jones or Melissa Villasenor, or when they went after Rogan recently.
Wait, they went after Leslie Jones and Melissa Villasenor?
Well, they went after Melissa Villasenor. They did the same thing to her that they did to Shane Gillis. She just made
just some offensive tweet or something?
Yeah, because, she got Saturday Night Live. She just started deleting tweets, and I think they tell you to do that so that they get... See, my whole thing about Saturday Night Live is they use this as publicity. They publicly flog somebody. If they make it to the show, they seem like they defended comedy. If they don't, they defended being nice and that you doing what's right.
Sure.
They did to Melissa. They were like... all these black people like, she deleted all this posts. I'm like, yeah, because she's a race. I go, she's talking about banging black guys. I don't think I don't think a racist vagina can bang a black guy. Well, a dude can bang. I mean, there's tons of, grand wizards who bang fucking Beyonce in a heartbeat, but I don't think that. So I defended her because she's one of the nicest
that would have
people.
been a cool move for Shane, huh? If he just got an Asian girlfriend right after
and just
that.
start banging him. No, even better, a trans Asian girlfriend.
Yeah, if he just married a trans Asian girl right when that was going down.
Got a lady boy.
That is smart.
Just had a video of him sucking on Ladyboy dick, being like, "What do you mean? I love the Asians." Just put it out. It would be.
I remember I sell these shirts for my apartment show. Yeah, Ari's apartment show T-shirts, and I got a porn star to model the shirt. So she would wear the shirt and her vagina was hanging out, and it was just like a ridiculous promo, right?
You're great at promos, dude.
Just an insane promo.
You're great.
Thank you. So I put that out, and most people loved it, and they're like, "You're crazy. This is funny."
Yeah. You're great.
And thank you. And a couple girls said, "This is sexist and chauvinistic, and you're using the woman's body to promote." And
as
to
they
sell
do it for
things."
themselves all the time.
Right. Yeah, and of course the girl saying this was like a hot girl who posts bikini
Naked
pictures on
herself.
Instagram.
It's just
but
like,
yeah,
ugh.
she was saying all this shit, and in my head, I was like, this joke would have worked if I got a male with his dick out. It would have been just as funny to me. So that's what I never actually ended up doing it.
These people are never going to buy tickets to your show. It's like I was telling the Improv. It's like woke comedy is broke comedy, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody, these people bitching on the internet were never going to come to your club.
Never. She had never been to my show. And she even said that was one of her things. You're limiting your audience quite a bit. I'm like, you don't know anything about my audience. You don't know anything about comedy.
Dude,
you don't know what you're talking about.
Stand-up comedy is the only form of art that doesn't, and I use art loosely, is the only form of art that doesn't use the train wreck mentality of promotion, which is go big, go hard, apologize later. Don't ask for forgiveness. The bigger the explosion, the more eyeballs on it.
Yeah, I mean, look, even Ari Shafir's crazy tweet, which got vastly negative attention, his follower count went up.
Yeah, dude, listen, Ari is an edgelord.
Yeah.
And sometimes you fall over the edge, but he'll always be. That group will always come see him.
Edgelord, I know what you meant, but it made me think of like edging in pornography.
I don't know what that is.
In sex. Edging is when
Which is weird because I know everything.
So edging is when you like bring yourself to where you're about to come, but then you don't come.
That sounds like it's going to fuck you up.
Well, but you do eventually come, but you keep edging yourself. So you're like, oh, I'm about to come.
Well, you know what happens is over time, it makes it impossible for you to come.
Edging does that?
Yeah. Because the longer you do that, the longer you last. So if, like, say you come too quick, jerk off a lot, and right before you're about to come, stop, then do it again, stop, and you'll make it so you go longer.
But then don't you have to stop all the time?
No, you're just naturally, your body will do that. And you can
I
make
didn't know
yourself
that.
turned on by anything.
Oh, I need to do that then. I come way too quick.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything. Yeah. But you can make yourself come to anything. All you be turned on by anything. You could turn on, you could be turned
just
on
by training yourself? Just
by like right before you orgasm, like you look at this every time, like right before you come, you just grab, you will start to associate that with jizz and it will turn you on.
So are you saying you could make a gay person?
I could make a gay person? What does that mean? I mean, what does that mean? I can make a gay person.
You take a straight person. Yeah. You take me.
Yeah.
And every time I'm about to come, you force me to look at naked men.
But I'm telling you that these kids coming up are all bisexual because these kids have seen more dicks than their grandpa ever saw. By the age 21, 22, they've seen way more dicks than their grandpa ever saw who fought in the war, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, and that's why everyone's bisexual because they've been jerking off to porn so much that they fucking end up just seeing a bunch of dicks all the time. I do joke about it.
I've been jerking off to straight porn, so dicks, since I was 12 years old, dude, and I don't find men attractive.
Dude, that's okay. It's on the record. I get it. But dude, I've watched so much porn. I've watched some weird shit, dude.
And so are you bisexual then?
I'm no, but I just, hey, dude, I'm pretty open-minded to a lot of shit.
Yeah.
A lot of shit. Okay. You know, it's like, but the only thing, I've turned pornos off because I didn't like the guy's dick. I did a joke about it. I want a nice BSR.
Actually, that I can relate to.
Ball shaft rating.
There's this one dick that was like, I don't know if it was over circumcised or something.
Yeah,
but
and like that's gross. It's ruining my shit.
Yeah, but that does not because I want to.
Well, you're looking for an attractive dick.
Yeah, I mean, something
it's all right,
that's not
dude.
gonna.
You can be you, dude. Yeah. I've been weird shit, dude. I like weird shit.
But that doesn't make me bisexual. That just makes it so I don't want a weird dick on my screen.
Okay, that's fine. Do whatever makes you happy, brother. I'm also way down the line. I'm 47. You're 30, dude. So you got like just fucking eons of porn to go
are you
through.
saying my deviancy is gonna get worse or better?
Way worse.
I'm gonna become more of a deviant as I get older.
Yeah,
that's bad.
Next thing you know, you'll be watching chicks getting humped by dogs. It just gets weird.
I saw those by mistake when I was a kid. Do you ever download porn with Limewire?
No.
I used to use
Back
Limewire.
in my day,
like
we'd
Napster.
have to go. When I was a kid, we'd have to go to like some shady adult bookstore and find something.
So you skipped the Limewire phase.
No, I didn't skip it. I was too old for it.
What do you mean? You still watch porn?
But I was watching like Pornhub and shit.
But before Pornhub.
Oh yeah, then I skipped it.
There was LimeWire, and it was like you could download music, movies, programs, all sorts of shit off LimeWire.
Yeah.
And you would download porn, but the shitty thing about downloading porn on LimeWire is there's no previews. There's no preview images. You're just going off a description. So you download like a video of, white girl gets banged or blonde or whatever, but people would mistitle them. So you would download this porno that you think sounds hot, and then you would open it and it's a dog fucking a chick.
Yeah.
That you didn't sign up. You'd get it and you didn't sign up for it.
Yeah.
And then you'd always be, damn it, and delete a horse.
Clean up.
That gay guy getting fucked by the horse and dying.
Yeah, I do a joke about that.
But that specifically?
Yeah. Imagine going to that. Well, actually, the whole joke is like, first, who uploads that? Right? Who's like, dude, you got to put that on the internet.
Gonna get money.
Right? And then, because two guys knew about it. The dude who survives, like, we can make cash off this. And the other one is like, imagine going to that guy's fucking funeral. Everybody's crying from laughing so hard, right? Like, what do you say to his mother? He died doing what he loved?
I wonder, well, maybe they didn't have a funeral. I'm curious about that now. Dude, that would be a cool funeral. That'd be a cool show. Going to funerals of guys who just died in the weirdest ways.
What channel would you pitch that to?
All Things Comedy.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I guess no actual network would do that, huh?
Maybe. You never know.
Could you see it? Nah, I can't think of anyone that would.
Bravo?
No, they wouldn't do it.
Dude,
maybe
if you watch
maybe
Bravo
they would do
lately,
it if Ellen hosted it.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to Weird Funerals. Today we're talking to the guy who got fucked by a horse. But let's dance with kids first. Beep, 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 beep. She's the worst. She's a cunt.
What makes you say that?
Because I've heard rumors. Nobody that age dances with kids like that.
So you're saying it's inappropriate to dance with?
I'm just saying
inappropriate behavior.
Only psychopaths do that. Only at that age, making that much money, do you continue to do such vapid bullshit.
You have twins. Don't you think they're cute? And wouldn't you want to dance with their friends?
But I don't want anyone dancing with them.
Got it. So you wouldn't let me dance with your twins?
No.
Just if I was like, hey,
I wouldn't let
me just take him for a dance.
No. No way, dude.
What's weird about that?
No, I'm trying to train
to
them to be
dance.
lesbians.
I'm not saying anything
They're
sexual.
gonna be lesbians.
There's
They're not
nothing
gonna be
sexual
into
about.
you.
There's nothing sexual about just taking
Why are we talking sexual about my kids right now?
What about when you're at
They're
a wedding?
1 month old today, dude. 1 month old.
What about when you're at a wedding?
Yeah.
And you see a little kid and you take him to the dance floor and
That's
dance with them?
different than the whole show where
different?
you're like, okay, let's bring out these kids. Let's all dance. Yeah.
It's just a big wedding.
No,
it's just a big wedding where you're dancing
stupid.
with the kid.
It's stupid.
I mean,
a
I don't
wedding
watch it.
is a celebration of life. Television is just fucking psyop, fucking brainwashing
Television
bullshit.
is just your podcast on TV.
I disagree.
That's all a talk show is.
No, podcasts keep it real, dude.
Yeah, it's a little more scripted and a little more contrived, but it's still similar.
Be on the show, Ari. I don't care.
What show?
On Ellen, if you want. Go be on it.
They're not gonna. They wouldn't have me. But
Why wouldn't they, dude?
Because even though I'm not as edgy as you, I'm not an edge lord. I've done edgy enough things to where Ellen wouldn't have me.
But but would you go back and change it if you could? Like
No.
Aren't you?
No, I'm happy where I'm at.
Enjoying that you can make a career without anybody greenlighting you.
I mean, I don't have a career,
These
but yeah.
Suits. I used to watch these Suits now who work for these major comedy networks, and they would just go on stage and bomb all the time. And now they're deciding what's funny. It's
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
comedy is the only thing.
It is crazy that a failed comedian then goes into the job. I know
I've
about
seen
comedy.
This one guy that's been running comedy forever just eat dicks on stage.
Yeah.
And it's just like, God damn, you're God. Now you're the guy that decides what's funny. It's gross.
Yeah,
it's
it's pretty
fun.
crazy.
Comedy's the only place that happens.
But someone's got to decide. It's got to be someone's job to decide what's funny.
Yeah, but comedy's the only one
Who
with
should decide?
a comedian.
Take a funny comedian.
Yeah.
But funny comedians don't want that job.
Some do. If you go, hey, dude, book this shit, comics will book comics. Good comic. Good, like, imagine Joe Rogan booking a comedy show. And not that he would. He
books his live shows.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan and Friends.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. So it's like, it's unbelievable. And like, for a while there, and it's changed, thank God. But like, the comics and the industry looked exactly the same. They were all booking people who look like them.
Yeah.
And there's a very famous.
You mean when it was all straight white guys?
When it was just like the internet, I'd say early 2000s. You know, when it was just.
I feel like I would have done better in that time.
Probably. There's a couple people I watch. I go, oh, dude, if you were around 15 years ago, you would have been huge.
Well, that makes them sound dated.
No, it's not that they're dated. It's just like
that was in.
They were what the industry would just push forward, and they're funny.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it's the beauty. It's like, I think having a big podcast it's like the ultimate
It's the best
sign.
thing you could have.
It's the ultimate sign of whether you're funny or not.
Yeah, it's the best
How
thing.
many times have we seen people that were like TV or stars and then they get podcasts and nobody listens to them?
Right.
And it makes me laugh and they get very like, ugh. But I think, hey, dude, welcome to my life.
Okay, before we wrap this shit up,
please.
What therapy can I give you? What help do you need in your life?
I wanted to be like, how do people think I'm crazy in a bad way?
Some do.
Do people think I'm funny?
Some do.
Some think I'm not.
So yeah, I'd say you.
Have you heard people going, Sam's not funny?
Yeah, I've heard some people say that.
Isn't that weird?
But I've also heard some people say Sam's very funny, and
Yeah.
I've also heard some people say Sam's crazy, and I've heard people go, no, Sam's not crazy. He just speaks his mind. So you get, you find the people that you're supposed to find. Not everyone. You're a polarizing figure. Not everyone's gonna love you, and there's nothing you can do about that, and there's nothing I can do about that for myself. So I don't know if that's advice,
but just enjoy the ride.
But I mean, you're obviously not gonna hey, if someone said, hey, that joke isn't funny, you're not gonna stop doing it.
Yeah,
so
of
it doesn't
course.
matter.
Of course,
it doesn't matter that someone's saying that.
Yeah, I'm with you,
Yeah.
man. You solved my problems, dude.
You
this
gotta
is
have
the
another
best show
problem.
ever.
Any problem with the kids? Any problem with the lady?
No problem with
family,
the kids.
money.
Like, dude, everything is great. I really can't. You've caught me at a place where I'm like, okay, this is going really good.
Are you too busy?
I am too busy though.
Maybe that's a problem.
I'm gonna tell you.
I've noticed at your last show, you weren't paying attention to me. You bumped me. Like, what's going on,
No,
Sam?
that wasn't your fault.
What's going on?
That wasn't
with you?
my fault. That was a particular
Whose was
person put into the show's fault. Not that his fault, but he was put in, and I had. Listen, dude, the way this show goes, man. If that 10,
I get it. He's famous. I'm not.
Is he? And he's the nice guy.
He
This
is.
not against
He's
him,
more
but,
compared to me. He's famous.
yeah, but it's like people are acting like he's Kevin Hart. I'm like, what are
He's
we
funny.
doing?
He's funny. He's famous. But
No,
I was
dude,
like,
it's not
I was
him.
upset that night because I was like, oh, I could have just done. The show got shitty right after he.
And it
He
was,
went up.
dude, it wasn't me, but it's like they forced somebody in the first show.
Yeah.
And I love him. He's funny. And if that second show starts too late, I'm the whole show shit. And then these guys who are like big name dudes aren't going to want to do it. So I had to take you guys towards the end.
Yeah.
And I hated doing it, but it's like I have to get these dudes in and out.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Fair enough.
Dude, I think you're really funny. I think that video that you did when you had all those cam models talking about how, dude, it was the funniest shit ever.
Thank you.
That you got to keep doing that.
Well, that's the thing. I have another idea for one, but I don't want to be that comic. You know what I mean? Like if I do too many of those, then it's
right.
now
But
I'm
I'm
the
not saying you got
got
to have fucking cams, models finger blast themselves in your comedy, but that kind of like offbeat, like shit you don't see anybody else doing. That's what's gonna blow you up.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, the internet is a great equalizer. Anybody I talk to people like, yeah, I'm just working on my stand-up. I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, you have to look at your internet
Oh, yeah.
with
Every
the same
time someone
passion you
says
look
that,
at
they're like,
stand-up.
well, I just want to be a stand-up. Okay, well, how many people are just stand-ups too? Jim Gaffigan and Brian Regan?
I think it's like
Sebastian, that's
I think
it.
the last person just to blow up of a stand-up was probably either Jim Jeffries or Ari Shafir. And
Ali
then-
Wong.
No, but she writes.
Yeah.
She was writing on
She
a bunch
does
of
movies
shit.
and stuff now, but I would say she got.
Yeah, I mean,
big
are we
off her
talking like
stand-up.
she didn't? Well, I mean, like everybody has a different story. If you're a plug and play person, it's much easier. Like, you know who Ali Wong is. You can plug her into whatever role you need.
Yeah.
You know, I learned that very early that I wasn't that guy. You know, I get sent.
I would
on-
like to see you act in a dramatic short film. Just to see what happens. Like you just
I have no
a
desire to
serious,
act. I really don't.
But just for fun, you trying to be a serious, dramatic dad where something bad happens to you or something like that. I don't know. It'd be so out of character.
You know, it's so
for
funny.
You.
I was
It'd be
thinking
fun
about
to
calling my
watch.
next because I have all the super edgy shit that I just want to put out, and then I have all this dad stuff I'm working on that I think I'm going to shoot where back home. I want to call
In
it
Vegas?
a bad dad. No, upstate New York.
Upstate New York. Okay.
You know, I don't know. I have a couple. I want to do a special dedicated to my father. I want to do a special dedicated to my mother, and then go on from there. You know, so I think I'm gonna do one here.
So a dad special and a mother special? What do you mean?
I want one to
Or
be
just two specials,
I want
one's
it to be
dedicated.
called Son of Sam, which is my father's name, and then have one called
His name's Sam or son of Sam?
My dad's name is Sam.
Sam. Okay.
And I am Sam, and I'm the son of my father.
Oh yeah. What's with your kids' names? I wanted to talk to you about
Ghost
that.
and Ninja?
Yeah.
You know, dude, they have full real names. I just don't put those out on the internet.
Oh, got it. Okay, that's
so
good
those
to know.
names are like
those are
one
not
of
the
their-
real names.
Well, they're middle names.
They're middle names.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they have normal first names that you
First
just don't
and
want.
middle name.
that
They
you
have
just
4
don't want.
names each.
Got it. So they have normal names
Yeah.
that they'll probably introduce themselves to their kids and to their classmates.
Yeah.
You just don't want that public.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. I don't think most people know that.
Well, who cares?
Yeah, you're right.
Who gives people get so angry. It's like, why does it bother you, dude?
Well, it's not that they're angry. It's just like, I feel like if you grew up introducing yourself as Ninja, that would affect you in some way.
But dude,
I don't know how.
Think about their life, who their
Yeah.
dad's going to be, assuming I don't die right now, you know?
Yeah.
They're going to be brought up in a bizarro art world.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm cranking Bach when I'm at home. I'm reading like pineal gland and like fucking Hindu books to them right now. Like they're starting off at weird.
Yeah.
And they're going to be one. Dude, with the name Ghost Ninja, what's the word? They'd be best.
I don't know.
Bounty Hunter, worst Vegas DJ,
I'm
right?
not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, whoever studies those things. But I remember hearing it. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember it fully, so I'm going to butcher whatever I'm about to say. But I remember hearing a study where they named a kid Yes and they named a kid No as an experiment. They were siblings. And the Yes kid went on to be like successful, and the kid named No
Of course.
went on to be a loser.
Yeah, of course. I mean, first of all, what parent allows
So
that to
names
happen?
do make a difference, is all I'm saying.
That pisses me off. Ghost Ninja are badass, and there will come a time where they appreciate that name.
Maybe.
Ghost of Ninja's wonderful, dude.
It could be.
I'm gonna get tattoos.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't know. It's almost like this
Ninja.
is another experiment.
No, it's
Name
not an
your kid
experiment,
Ghost and
brother.
Ninja. It's
'Cause
a
they have
little bit
real
of an
names.
experiment.
No, it's not.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
no
they have real
experiment.
names. You're right.
If they don't want to be known
Right,
that,
right.
they'll never say it. I
Yeah.
guarantee you at a certain age, they will start telling people that's their name.
Yeah, once they're old enough to be like, it's the nickname.
Yeah, when they start banging rappers, that's will be their fucking names.
Okay. Well, anything else you want to say to the
No,
world?
dude, I appreciate you, Ari. I think
Thanks
you're
for
a great
having-
talent.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Anytime, we'll do it again as soon as you want me on. We'll do it again. I love your studio.
God bless you.
And I love that your equipment makes me look grayer than I even am. I appreciate
no, it's
that.
blue. You look great.
Oh, thank you, dude.
You're gonna look young
come
and
down.
hot.
Listen, dude, I overbooked the Brody thing, but I'd like to. I owe you one. I'll get you up early.
On the Brody thing?
Yeah.
Or a different thing? Brody thing.
Brody thing.
Okay, cool. And I
then
got
I'll
to make your
get you up on
3-minute
the
video.
what?
I got to make your 3-minute video
Just
for it.
like something that people just love and
Yeah,
just
just
like
a
to
happy
bang it out.
Brody
Yeah,
3-minute
yeah.
3
Do you
minutes
think
of
it's
Brody.
weird that I'm doing this show?
It's not weird. It's weird. It's not, this isn't your fault, but it's weird that there's like 4 different people. Maybe it's a cool thing. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it shows how great Brody was, but it's weird that there's like 4 different people spearheading Brody events and Brody things.
Well, you know, it's just like I was approached by the other one to be like, hey, you want to work together? And I was like, yeah. And then they never hit me up. And to the point they didn't even ask me to do it, which I'm fine. I don't want to do multiple shows. I just want something of Brody to go on and help the mental fun
Totally.
thing.
Yeah, I think luckily they're all positive people who are, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just kind of strange to me. But I think it's cool.
I have plans to expand it as well down the line. But I appreciate you having me on, brother.
Thanks for doing it.
Bye.
God bless you. Do you believe in God?
I'm spiritual, yeah.
You're listening to
Unlicensed Therapy with Ari Mannis.